Hello guys and welcome back to Championship Predictions. We are now back for predictions on the 29th of December. Guys, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. How was yours, Sophie?
Yeah, it was lovely, thank you. And how's yours?
Yeah, mine was pretty good, thank you. And it was made better by a good Boxing Day win for Coventry City.
3 points.
Set us the like target, Sophie.
Okay, let's go for 2,100 likes.
Yeah, we can do that. Guys, hit that like button. I think this is the final set of Championship games in 2024, so get involved. It's an emotional one. Make sure to subscribe as well. Your support has been absolutely fantastic this year, so a massive thank you if you already have. If you haven't, it's not too late. Do get involved. And Sophie, the final thing is the scores from last time, where it was pretty close, but we know that overall you have got some catching up to do. Let's see if you can do it this time, Sophie. We start at Carrow Road. Norwich City take on Queen's Park Rangers. An interesting matchup. Norwich City did get back to winning ways with that 2-1 win over Millwall at home last time, as a certain someone might have predicted. I'll tell you what I didn't predict, Sophie. QPR going down 3-0 at Swansea.
Yeah.
We like Swansea, but I thought QPR had been improving, so they've just got to hope it's a blip and a random little bump in the road that is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's a tall ask, though, for QPR to go back to winning ways, and I'm going to be honest, Sophie, I think I'm going to fancy QPR more when they're at home.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to go for Norwich 2-1 again.
Yeah, because it paid off. I might go 2-0, actually. I did get a bit of a surprise that QPR didn't get anything from that game against Swansea. So to go to Carrow Road now, where Norwich have pretty good home form, I don't fancy them to get anything here either. So 2-0 Norwich.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? I think the Canaries at home, and I still have that feeling that Norwich might get into the playoffs. Do you think so?
I think they're always capable of it, but it's down to them, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're the ones that haven't been that consistent, and they need that consistency in order to finish in the top 6.
I think any team with a player like Borja signs has a chance, don't they?
Yeah.
On to the next one, Sophie. We go to Deepdale as Preston take on Sheffield Wednesday. An interesting one. Don't think there's going to be an awful lot to separate these two, especially with Preston having the home advantage. Only a few weeks ago these two played, and it was a 1-1 draw at Hillsborough. I believe Preston had some really good chances. Were kind of made to pay for not taking them, I guess. Sheffield Wednesday, I think, rescued a draw. I think the keeper made a mistake or something. As for this one, Preston come into this on the back of a 1-0 home win against Hull City, as you predicted. And Sheffield Wednesday with a bonkers 3-3 draw away at Middlesbrough after being 3-0 down.
Yeah.
I tell you what, when they got it back to 3-3, against 10 men, there was still half an hour to go. I thought they were going to win it, but
I did as well. I thought, yeah, momentum's in their favour. They're against 10 men. They'll get the winner. But fair play to Middlesbrough because they did hold them off.
yeah, it was a good game between two good teams, and still deserve credit for coming back from 3-0 down.
Massively, yeah.
I'm going to go for a draw here. I think Sheffield Wednesday have had the better season, but Preston are a difficult team to beat, and let's go for some fun. A Desmond.
Oof. Or is it at Deepdale?
Is it Deepdale?
I might just edge Preston again, actually. I'm going to say 2-1 Preston. Massive credit to Sheffield Wednesday to rescue a point from being 3-0 down. But I don't know, I just feel like Preston are a very difficult team to play against, especially at home as well. So I just fancy them a little bit more.
Oh, you're not going for Danny Roll?
No, not this week.
Oh, but
sorry.
I like singing the Sheffield
Maybe
Wednesday
next
songs. So there you go. We are going for a draw and a Preston 2-1. Let's stick with the Sheffield team, Sophie, as we now go to Bramwell Lane. Sheffield United take on West Bromwich Albion. Both teams lost last time, much to our surprise, to be fair. Sheffield United lost a crucial game at home to Burnley, which makes things interesting now. It is really bunching up at the top end of the table, and you look at it, it does look like it's going to be a battle for 2 to go up out of 3.
Yeah.
Look, I respect Sunderland have been good this season, and it's not impossible they could make it, but I think, having watched the Championship for a few years, you know that the parachute teams, Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, are going to be right up there till the bitter end.
Yeah.
So Sheffield United need to go back to winning ways, and it is a good opportunity against managerless West Brom. What's your thoughts on Corporán going? He's gone to Valencia, who are struggling in La Liga.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing a good job at West Brom, but
But it's a new challenge. It's back to his homeland. I think he wasn't going to another Championship job. He was turning down a couple Premier League jobs, so you've almost got to be like, okay, do you know what? You're going to a different league. It's a different challenge. As I say, back home, better weather. Can't blame him for it.
He has left West Brom in a healthy position, though, and so long as they get the next manager right, they could still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
As for this game, though, I'm going to go for Sheffield United to edge it. They need to win. 1-0.
Yeah, I think 1-0 Blades win. I mean, I backed them to get a clean sheet against Burnley. I thought, you know what, their home form has been very, very good. They're not conceded many goals, and then what happened? Conceded 2 against Burnley, and they just didn't turn up at all, to be honest.
You actually originally said 2-1 to Sheffield United, and you changed it to 2-0, and you were right, it was 2-0, but it was 2-0 to Burnley.
Wrong team, yeah. I think I just got my words muddled up there, but yeah, against West Brom, who, as you've mentioned, they are managerless, so I guess it's a good time to play them, to be honest, and I think that's why I'm just going to edge the Blades in this one.
Okay, yeah, both going 1-0. On to the next one, Sophie, as we go to Ewood Park. Blackburn Rovers take on Hull City. Blackburn rescued a late draw against Sunderland last time, which is a crucial point in the grand scheme of things, and we both did predict a draw in that game. Hull City, as we said earlier, lost 1-0 to Preston, and it very much feels like Blackburn got a decent point last time. If they can build on it with a win here, it's been a pretty good Christmas for them. As for Hull, they just need anything. They just need something. Come and get a draw and it moves you a little bit. You know, these away games are difficult when you're down in the bottom 3, but I don't know. I think they might lose 1-0 again. I'm going to go Blackburn 1-0.
I might chuck in another goal, actually. I'm going to say Blackburn 2-0. I think right now Blackburn are the better team on paper and the way they're playing.
Definitely.
And Hull are really struggling right now, so this is a very difficult game. If they could manage to get a point, it'd be massive. I think all 3 is too big of an ask, and I think it's going to be a Blackburn 2-0 win. 2-0,
yeah, there you go then. Both back in Blackburn to go back to winning ways and to stay in the top 6. Yeah. Can they stay there all season, Sophie? Possible.
We'll see.
There's quite a few teams jostling for the playoffs. Yeah. On to the next game, Sophie, as Bristol City take on Portsmouth.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Sorry, too soon.
He's got sent off for that.
Too soon. No, in all seriousness, I did think it was immature and unprofessional. I'm allowed to do it because I'm a YouTuber. He's a professional footballer.
I did think it was hilarious, actually. That's my immaturity.
I think
they'd been going at him all game. That was his reaction.
Oh, it's so immature.
Petty, yeah.
It is.
But he got the reaction he wanted, albeit he got a red card after final whistle, so...
I feel for those Portsmouth fans. That must have been incredibly frustrating, because you've lost the game in the 95th minute as well.
Yeah.
And what was even more annoying for me is I had backed that game to finish a draw, and Sophie had predicted 2-1 to Watford.
So really, I should be doing the LTA.
So when Watford scored in the last minute, you were much happier than I was. Anyway, Portsmouth fans, I think you can take credit for the performance, and you've got to build on it. Away at Bristol City, it's not going to be easy. I did back them to go back to winning ways against Luton, and I think this is, for me, it's between Bristol City pinch it or a draw.
Yeah.
I think Portsmouth are going to score. I think they're going to just lose again, though. I'm sorry, I like the Pompey fans, but I think Bristol City might follow up their win with another one. I'm going to say 2-1 to the Robins.
Do you know what? I fancy Portsmouth to get a draw here, actually.
Go on, then.
Yeah, I feel like they'll be aggrieved to concede in the 95th minute when you think, okay, we've got a point. When you're 1-0 up and you think, okay, walking away with nothing, not great. It's got to be some sort of reaction. And Bristol City, a little bit hit or miss. On their day, very good team, but I can never get their predictions right. So it's probably going to be your scoreline, but I'm backing a 1-1.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Do share your thoughts on that one, and yeah, a draw's not a bad result for Pompey.
No, it'd be a good result. They're a good team, Bristol City, especially at home as well.
I think, yeah, like you said though, Pompey need a reaction. On to the next one, Sophie, as we go to the CBS. Coventry City take on Millwall. We will be there, of course. Look, there's a few things I want to say. I'm feeling much better after Boxing Day. We wanted a reaction, we got it, we're grateful. But we need to follow up on it. You know, we can't just have this good result and then go back to losing ways. We need to make something of our season. I believe we are 8 points above the bottom 3, but about 10 points off the top 6. So if we don't get any consistency, we're just going to end up in the middle. If we can win this, then I'll start to think, all right, you know, back-to-back wins. I think that'd be 4 wins in 7. So we need to win this, really. You know, we've got to win this. We've got to win this, players. If you're watching this, we've got to win this.
Yeah, please.
Let's talk about Millwall. Obviously, we did beat them 1-0 away from home a few weeks ago. I think it's going to be tougher now than it was then. You know,
Agree.
they were slumping at the time, and they have improved a little bit recently. I know they lost 2-1 to Norwich last time on the road, but I think this will be a close game. And honestly, having watched Coventry this season, I'm tempted to go for a 1-1 or maybe even a defeat. But let's be positive. And let's back them, but I swear to God, if you let me down, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-1 Cov.
Do you know what? I'm thinking the same scoreline, actually. I do see Millwall getting a goal.
Let's be honest, by the way, Plymouth was very easy. You know, well done for dispatching of them, but even when they came forwards about 3 or 4 times, they looked dangerous. We didn't defend very well.
No, we just got lucky on a couple of occasions that the ball didn't fall right to Andre Gray. And then... yeah, I mean, to be fair, our keeper pulled off one really good save, but other than that, there wasn't a great deal they offered, and every time we went forward, it looked like a goal, which is weird, because, Shu being on the other foot was quite nice. But we're not going to get an easy game like that. There's no easier game all season. So Millwall's definitely a tougher game. We need to take some confidence into that one and start strong again. I want to score in early on. I don't want to see us going behind. Oh, I see us doing it. 2-1.
Oh, okay.
2-1 back-to-back wins.
2-1 to the mighty Sky Blues. There you go. We're both going for the same, guys. Do share your thoughts. And if you see us at the CBS on Sunday, say hello. It's always nice to meet you. On to the next one, Sophie. We go to a big game between Oxford United and Plymouth Argyle. This is huge. This is, I'm going to say it, I can say with certainty, the loser of this game will be relegated. I'm going to say that. I know it's mathematically possible that the loser of this game could stay up, but I think it's such a big opportunity for both teams, and it could do some real psychological damage to the loser. Look at it this way, Sophie. If Oxford become the first team to have lost at home to Plymouth, that's bad.
Yeah.
And the same, if Plymouth win away from home for the first time, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, okay.
We can do it.
We can do it.
Yeah.
We're not that bad. And the other way around, if Oxford win, it's back-to-back wins for them. I think they'd go 6 points clear of Plymouth.
Yeah.
Massive game. And let's be honest, I don't think a draw is too good for either. They've both got to go out onto that football pitch and go for it.
3 points, yeah.
I think, having watched Plymouth terrible away from home at Coventry on Boxing Day,
only going to be one winner.
I can't back them.
No.
And I did back Oxford to beat Cardiff, and it paid off.
Well done.
2-1 Oxford.
3-0 Oxford.
What?
I think it's going to be quite convincing. I know this is a must-not-lose game for Plymouth, but I don't think it matters. The players just don't turn up for the fans. I'm not sure what Rooney's saying to them, because they just look so disjointed on the pitch. But I feel like right now, Oxford are a more organised unit, and they're going to dispatch Plymouth much like we did. I'm not going to say 3-0 first half, but I do see it being a few goals for Oxford. And I just feel so sorry for the Plymouth travelling fans, because, I mean, they might get something, but I really don't see it happening. And they're travelling far to these away games for their teams to be putting in performances like that.
I agree. Yeah, I think they are some of the most underrated fans in this league, considering how far Plymouth is from everywhere.
Yeah.
But they're missing players, and they got another one red carded at Coventry, so that's another suspension.
Yeah.
On to the next one. We go to Stoke City versus Sunderland. This feels very straightforward, doesn't it, Sophie? Stoke City are in dreadful form, so surely that means a Stoke City win. No, honestly, in all seriousness, they do look in dangerously bad form.
Yeah.
I know we joke about, they'll turn it around, they'll win when we least expect it, but
they've not been doing it.
What if they don't? What if they don't do that?
It'll be like Birmingham the last
go down.
2 seasons, like just flirting with the relegation zone, but somehow stay up. Could it be their time?
Possibly, if they're not careful. Sunderland, of course, will be kicking themselves after conceding late on against Blackburn. I think it could be heavy, but I'm going to try and play it safe and say it's a close-ish game, but Sunderland edge it. Stoke 0, Sunderland 1.
I'm saying 2-0 Sunderland. I'm feeling a little bit more confident back in that, to be honest, just because Stoke have been putting in poor performance after poor performance, and I think if you put in a poor performance against Sunderland and they put in a good performance, I think it could be a pretty comfortable Sunderland win, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you're right, to be honest. I mean, unless Stoke do what they sometimes do, which is come at
randomly turn up
with a random result, but I don't see it. If we've got Stoke fans watching, do share your thoughts. I am a little bit concerned.
Yeah, what's going wrong? I'm curious, because how can you turn up on the occasional game and then just look so bad in other games?
I just think it's a lethal mixture of not looking good enough going forwards and looking very vulnerable at the back. It's going to lead to trouble. On to the next one, Sophie, as we go to South Wales. Swansea take on Luton. And I think it's fairly straightforward. Swansea, with an incredible win against QPR, will be desperate to follow it up. And they could be a real surprise package in the playoffs this season, considering at the start of the season we probably both said mid-table. They've been very good. Defensively we've given them credit, and they've scored a few goals recently. As for Luton, I honestly just think they are going to be better at home than they are away this season. They look really poor away. I think they've lost about 6 or 7 away games in a row, and Rob Edwards is just running out of answers. Every single interview he's just saying the same things. So sorry Luton fans, I'm going to have to go Swansea 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going 2-0 Swans as well. I think currently the form Luton are in and just their overall performances, I can't see anything bar a Swansea win, to be honest. So I think it could be pretty straightforward. Yeah, 2-0 as well.
Imagine though, if they go up, that'd be a really impressive promotion out of nowhere.
What, Swansea?
Even if they just make the playoffs, to be fair. They don't have to go up, but that'd be incredible. Share your thoughts, Swansea fans. It certainly feels like there's something bubbling down in South Wales. Over we go to Vicarage Road as Watford take on the other South Wales team, Cardiff City. Cardiff, they lost to Oxford and the pressure is mounting. They are in trouble. They are in real trouble. Yeah. They need a big 2025, because
it's not looking good right now.
If Oxford stay up, who goes down in their place? That sort of thing. I think Plymouth certainly looked like a nailed-on team to go down at this moment in time, but Cardiff may be the next most likely, to be honest. Going away to Watford, it's not going to be easy. Watford, of course, will be buzzing after that late win against Portsmouth and the antics. They won't have Quadro Bar for this because he did get a red card. Cardiff have got to try and get something, but I think Watford will break them down eventually. I'm going to just go 1-0 to Watford. As we've said before, great home record.
Yeah, I was going to say 2-1 again, but you know what? I might say 2-0. I think Watford might keep a clean sheet as well. I know Cardiff did get 2 goals back in the end, but it wasn't enough to rescue anything from that game. They are just looking quite poor at the moment, so I know it's too early to say that they're going to get relegated, but if they don't turn it around soon, another team start picking up points or start getting cut adrift. So yeah, right now I can only see a Watford win.
I am worried for Cardiff. Yeah, it's not been a pretty season. It is a lethal mixture of all the chaos and managerial changes and just not enough quality on the pitch sometimes as well. But once again, Cardiff fans, do feel free to share your input. I'm sure there is still a way they can get out of this. On to the next one, Sophie, as Derby County take on Leeds United. This is a matchup of the two teams that won in the evening Boxing Day games. Leeds went away to Stoke and won. Derby beat West Brom at home, which was very impressive. And it's also the playoff semi-final from 2019. I think I mentioned this when they played earlier in the season, but I don't know. I think Leeds beat Derby 2-0 at Ellen Road. I do think Leeds are better at home than they are away, and Derby are better at home than they are away. Most teams are, let's be honest. Still think Leeds might sneak it. They've got to. I think this race at the top of the table, you can't drop points.
I agree.
Derby 1, Leeds 2. I think it'll be close.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say the same, to be honest. I think Leeds might just nick it, but I actually feel quite harsh on the Derby fans saying that, because they have been pretty good at home. It's a good result against West Brom.
Yeah, credit to them.
But Leeds are a better team than West Brom, and they've got some very, very good attacking players. So if they can keep them quiet, they might get something from this, but I just think Leeds are going to be too good. So just edging them to win, and I agree 2-1.
Both go 2-1 to Leeds. We're predicting a riot, and yeah, it certainly feels like they're moving along nicely. Very difficult to pick between Sheffield United, Leeds and Burnley at the minute. They are all so close together, but we will remind you, we did both predict Leeds to win the league at the start of the season, so we'll see if that pays off. The final game then, Sophie, is a big one between Middlesbrough and Burnley. Middlesbrough, of course, dropped points. They were 3-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday, only managed the draw. Burnley with a massive win at Sheffield United. We said it would be a statement if they did that, and they did.
And it was.
And I didn't predict it. So the only thing I could do to make up to the Burnley fans is back them to win this time. I have to. Middlesbrough are good, but quite inconsistent, to be honest. Gonna go Middlesbrough 1, Burnley 2.
Yeah, I was going to say the same, so I might go 1-0 Burnley. I think they could keep a clean sheet, which actually would be another statement, because Middlesbrough are good going forwards. It's just sometimes at the back they're a little bit shaky, but Burnley, that was a great result against Sheffield United. Neither of us saw that happening, because Sheffield United's home form was very, very good. So to turn up and make Sheffield United look quite poor, not many teams can do that. So credit where's credit's due, and I think they'll make it back-to-back wins. So 1-0 Burnley.
It's a crucial time of year. You know, they've been pretty good so far, but if they can suddenly become very good, that's
take it up again.
Yeah, that's when they could move off into the sunset. So Burnley fans, do share your thoughts as well. And that wraps it up, guys. A massive thank you once again for your support. The videos are coming thick and fast over Christmas, so please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It takes 2 seconds, so get involved. A massive thank you as always for joining me.
Thank you.
We will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.